Hello there from Nottingham, in the heart of Robin Hood country. I resist the temptation to talk to you about the halachic issues relating to whether one is allowed to steal from the rich and give to the poor, a la Robin Hood. And instead, I'd like to talk about a lesson that we can learn from this week's Tese. So there's a pasuk in there which tells us that we're not allowed to mix two different types of animals when we're ploughing a field. And it specifically relates to an ox and a donkey. So why should this be a problem? Well, one of the commentaries says that when an ox eats, it chews the cud, which means that it takes the food, it chews it, it swallows it, it regurgitates, brings it back, it chews it again, swallows it, regurgitates, so on and so forth. So, the process of eating can take quite a long time. The donkey, on the other hand, pretty much like us, it takes its food, it puts it in its mouth, it chews it, it swallows it, and that's the end of the story, all done. So imagine the scenario where the farmer feeds his livestock in the morning, and then, when he's ready, he gets the donkey and he gets the ox and he puts them on the plough, and out they go into the field. So 15, 20 minutes later, they're already into hard work. And the donkey looks over at the ox and he's chewing, he's eating. The donkey says, "What on earth is going off here? Why is he still eating? We had breakfast like half an hour ago and he's still eating. Why is he getting more than me? He's not working harder than me. I've been pulling and schlepping and sweating now for 15 minutes, half an hour. And this guy is doing exactly the same, but he's getting food for it. Now, is the donkey right? Of course the donkey's not right. He didn't get any less food than the ox got, and the ox didn't get any more food than him. But the fact is that in the donkey's eyes, he's being hard done to. And what it's telling us is that we have to be sensitive to how the donkey perceives the situation. Now, on a Friday night, when we make Kiddush, we have a tradition of covering the challah. And one of the reasons that's given for this is that we don't want to hurt the feelings of the challah. Now, why should this be so? Well, you can imagine that if the challah could talk, which is pretty cute, the challah would look up uncovered and he'd say, "Hold on a minute, what's going off? Hey, don't make the bracha on the wine. 6 days, you make the bracha over me first. But when it comes to the most important night, you make the bracha over something else. This is not right. You're doing it wrong. It can't be right." And so, his feelings are hurt. There's a lovely story which really emphasizes this point. It's a well-known one. Rabbi Yisrael Salanta goes to visit a family. He's there for Friday night. I don't know what the circumstances are. Anyway, just as the man of the house is about to make Kiddush, he looks down and he notices that the challah isn't covered. So he says to his wife, "Hannah, where's the cloth over the challah? You haven't put it down. You should always cover it. What are you doing?" So as the wife goes off to fetch the challah cover, the rabbi says to the man of the house, "Tell me, why do you cover the challah?" And the man of the house is surprised, a great rabbi like Rabbi Salanta asking him such a simple question. So he says to the rabbi, "Rabbi, look, during the week, we always say that the bracha first over the bread, but on Friday night we say first over the wine, so we don't want to upset the feelings of the challah, and that's why we cover it so it doesn't see what's going off." So Rabbi Salanta says to him, "That's very interesting. So what you're saying is that you consider the feelings of a piece of bread, but you don't mind humiliating your wife in front of a stranger." So the lesson that this is telling us is that if we have to be sensitive to the feelings of an animal, a donkey, and if we have to consider the feelings of even an inanimate piece of bread, then how much more so should we consider the feelings and the sensitivities of our fellow human beings, our spouses, our children, our workmates, our friends. So the lesson that this teaches me, and for all of us, is if you can say a good word, say so. You might make somebody's day. But if you haven't got anything good to say, then it's really better to say nothing at all because of the hurt that can cause. I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom.